What's up guys, Romsicle here back with another video, and this is the $50 MOLONG RGB mechanical keyboard. Is it good? Let's find out. Inside the box we get a manual, a keycap puller, a bag of extra switches, a switch puller, and the keyboard. Starting with the appearance, we have the classic thin metal plate with a matte black paint finish that is smooth and doesn't attract fingerprints. We do happen to have two gold screws resembling motherboard standoffs on the corners, which kind of ruins the clean aesthetic. On the sides we have this glossy plastic that somehow makes the keyboard seem to have more quality than usual. And on the bottom we have regular matte plastic, with 4 large rubber feet on the edges for traction. We also have some subpar kickstand feet that have a subtle click when locked into place. Unfortunately, the kickstand feet don't have any rubber on it, despite having the space to put them there. I guess this is what you get for a budget mechanical keyboard. You win some and you lose some. On the backside we have the non-removable USB cable. Wish it was removable, but too bad it isn't. Moving on to the interface, it's very simple with big letters indicating num lock, caps lock, scroll lock, and Windows lock. And lucky enough for me, it has blue LEDs for this purpose. Next is the logo. It's placed above the arrow keys, and despite the logo being quite big in size, it still fits the keyboard very well. Next are the keycaps. These keycaps are pretty interesting in the fact that they're quite textured and not as smooth as all other keyboards that I've reviewed in this price point. And funny enough, the entire keycap is textured except for the backside, where it is very smooth to the touch. Another plus with the keycaps is that the font is not that generic gaming font we constantly see. It's a little cleaner in style, even though some of the modifier keys look a bit funky due to the lowercase letters, but all in all it feels like a more modern keyboard. All keys are backlit well, which brings me to the underside of the keycaps, where you can see the top injection of plastic for the LED penetration. Not double shot by a long shot, but at least they have a bit of material at the top of the keycaps. Underneath the keycaps are the G-Xian switches, which are another one of those low-tier mechanical switches, and in this case imitating the MX Cherry Blue switch properties. I personally am not a fan of these switches. They are somehow worse than Otemu Blue switches, and the modifier keys sound terrible with the spring noises. It's terribly unsatisfying. Here's a typing test for you to understand how poor this keyboard sounds. Also, the stem of the keycaps is super long, making the keycaps much easier to remove than other keyboards. Whether this is a bad thing or a good thing is up to you, but in my personal opinion, it's a bad thing. Another thing is that all the modifier keys uses dummy stabilizers instead of bars, which I definitely enjoy more. If it weren't for the bad sound, this could possibly be a daily driver for many people. As I said before, there are extra switches in the box because you can easily replace them. You have this metal tool that holds the top and the bottom clip of the switch, and it just pulls out. To put a new switch in, just line up the stem with the hole and press carefully and firmly. It's also compatible with other kinds of switches as long as the stems are the same, but you might have to make it so that the stems are the proper length. Let's finally move on to the interesting part, the RGB backlighting. It's been a long time since I've had to read a manual for instructions, but this one takes the cake. The controls are not the same as your average budget mechanical keyboard. Function insert changes the effect, while function print screen changes the color. Up-down arrow key changes the brightness, and left-right arrow key changes the speed. There are only 4 brightness levels, but the brightest level is brighter than other budget mechanical keyboards, despite the LEDs being mounted at the same place as all other keyboards. And the lowest is no backlighting. There is also a custom function and a whole set of default keys. From function 1 to 8, there are preset keys lit up for specific games, while function 9 and 0 are custom keys. To edit them, press function home, and when you're done choosing your specific colors for all the keys, press function end to save them. You can also change the colors of the presets if you like, which is a feature not found in other cheap mechanical keyboards. If at any time you want to reset the keyboard to default, press function escape. You'll end up with the wave effect and the effects will all be back to default. And now let's go over our 12 lighting effects in detail. Number 1 is static, and like most effects, you have 7 colors to choose from. Number 2 is splatter effect. You get certain keys lit up to the point where all the keys are lit up, then they go in reverse until they have no backlight, kind of like the starlight effect. Number 3 is spectrum, where the colors shift from up to down. Number 4 is rainbow breathing, and the only thing you can change is the speed. Number 5 is wave. You can freeze the effect, and that's about it. Number 6 is complete wave, and this is pretty much all that it is. Number 7 is rainbow marquee, and you can only change the speed here. Number 8 is ripple. You can change the color and speed at will. Number 9 is door ripple, and you can also change the color and speed at will. Number 10 is something new. It's called row door ripple, and you can change the color and speed at will. Number 11 is static again, but this is to choose your base color because effect 11.5 is random reactive, and the color you just chose from the prior static effect will be the base for this effect. And last but not least, number 12 is rainbow reactive, and you can't change anything for this one. And that's pretty much all there is to this keyboard. Overall, the small details make this keyboard great, but the main details are what makes this keyboard crappy. So overall, I'd give it a 5 out of 10 on the Romsicle. Build quality is okay, LED brightness and effect choice is great, keycaps are decent quality, but the switches are terrible, and it's really just a shame. It was doing so well, and the mechanical switches just didn't do the keyboard justice. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Hopefully I brought a new piece of tech for you to consider buying when you're on a budget, and gave you all the details you needed to know before buying. $50 for a keyboard like this? If the switches were better, I'd recommend it, but they're not that good, so I wouldn't recommend this one. Thanks for tuning in, like and subscribe for more detailed reviews like this. Don't forget to press the bell to get a notification when new videos are posted, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.